Hello.
Hello.
Back to hell.
Hello.
Kind of a
The
cliffhanger.
Ranger is back and very confused.
Yes, sir. You left on a few cliffhangers recently. So, the more in-depth recap for our Ranger who missed out on last session. The party, you more specifically, are your ring just ate a dragon, essentially.
Yes.
No one really had the time to ask questions per se. So you all decided to, fuck it, we'll deal with this later. It's not hurting us. It's not bad happening.
In that genie.
You did.
Okay.
Now, the genie, not Jin, but the Ifrit fight was a bit odd. As you went forward, you found a few cultists and the Ifrit, which you inconvenienced. Wasting no time, you got into the fight. Very quickly, actually, taking down the Ifrit, which was awesome. Exploring the little alcoves that were there when you were there. You found one was the Ifrit's quarters, which you looted, finding a chest with several supplies and some magic. I believe a potion and some other trinkets.
And the scroll.
The scroll, which you still have, I believe.
I do. That's fuck everything button at the moment.
The other little alcove was actually Venifir's chamber, which you found a few things. A potion, some paintings which were horribly burnt, which you really have time to bring. Figuring that you don't have much time, you ventured forth into a small little path that led to an altar which had Venifir praying at it. Unfortunately, with how much you guys had to rest and how much time you used up resting and just adventuring and exploring in that area, she was able to summon Imix, the evil prince of eternal fire.
I think it took 3 turns for us to banish him back into
it. Did. Venifir turned around and was like, "You're gonna fucking die." So
I think I magic missiled her.
Yeah.
Rick being the super mega
You tried, but it failed horribly.
No, I hit her.
Well, yeah,
you did.
Used, Pyre
right,
used
you did.
chaos. And that's why the farmers hate us.
You did. It hit her, but it didn't do much. It did a little bit, but she was fairly hardy.
What chaos did I end up causing?
You essentially made it so Lunar hit her with the magic missiles.
By the way, it was apparently
we turned all cows into llamas.
No,
They fucked with fire.
I got water weirds,
and you also got the llamas as well. That was another thing you got. Yeah,
also, Josh, it seems like your thing's trying to do video.
Yeah, I don't know why the box is big.
Oh, next time you have to take control of my character, if you ever do, I put a list of the spell point conversion in my class section.
Yeah, hey, Josh, I think your camera's trying to do something because it's not showing your profile picture, so I'm not sure what's up with that.
Huh?
Just turn on and off your camera.
Yeah. The camera seems to be trying to work, but I don't know. Anyways.
Nothing is on Roll20.
No,
not
Skype.
On Skype.
Skype?
Yes. Skype's being weird.
Yeah, like usual. Anyways. Being very quick to act, Ulrich, flying into a rage, rushed forward directly at Imix and Venifir. Because, Tyre, I believe it was you that came to the conclusion that, or actually I think it was Bastion that told you, it was one of the two, that if you strike the portal with Tinder Strike, it will banish Imix back to the elemental plane of fire.
And then Lunar tried to take it from her, but she had the death grip, so barbarian logic dictates, if I can't take the dagger...
Flies through Imix, mind you, through the evil prince of eternal fire, grabs Venifir, and flies her into the portal.
And with some of the best luck we have ever seen in this campaign.
Oh, yeah. Essentially what happened was Imix, knowing what's happening, tried to send a pillar of lava directly at Ulrich, who was fairly weakened from
getting punched
Imix
by Ulrich.
By Imix just blasting him. Ulrich prayed. He closed his eyes and prayed to Thor, or to Odin.
Oh, well, Thor, Odin. I'd take whoever wants to get help.
Who's offering help?
I don't know. I wouldn't pray to Odin in that situation. He probably would have just like, oh, another one for Ragnarok. Come on over.
In a spark that no one saw coming, the lava diverted at the last second, missing Ulrich, who was able to smash both Venefir and Tinderstrike into the portal, causing a large explosion, which he flew out of without taking any damage.
I rolled a natural 20 on the dex save.
And just it mixed
Top
with
Gun
scream.
style. That's why the video.
It mixed with a scream being banished back.
Poof.
Venefir defeated at your feet. You tossed her into the lava.
Well,
Mira executed her, then tossed her into the lava.
And tossed her into the lava. And then you got Tinderstrike.
And
was so kind and fluffy, though. Why is she so violent and endlessly cruel? What the heck?
Professor, at one point, he kind of over her mind, and Myra does not like that.
Okay.
I understand.
So, venturing back to the Elven city of Ahitaldor, you did
like a week there recovering.
About a week and a half resting, recuperating, partying, and whatnot. Doing all that sort of thing. Eventually, you did make it back to Amadon. You followed up a few leads, did a few things. Ulrich got his suit made, or is currently being tailored.
He got him. Thorn the Ifrit smoke,
which he is very interested in and will be working on something. You found out that Dorn is currently not in Amadon. He is traveling, finding various reagents and components to make some magical items for the group. So that will be fun when that comes to a head.
I think it's actually Ulrich.
Well, it's for all of you. There's some plans in work. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
So back to Amadon.
We gave back the dagger.
To Lunar's dismay.
To Lunar's
he gave
incredible
back,
dismay.
Well, not gave back, but he handed over Tinderstrike. Do you remember her name?
No, I don't. I don't care.
No.
I'm fairly certain I have to kill her at one point.
The chick that took Tinderstrike. That's what she is.
She thanked you for all your hard work.
You could have done some sleight of hand and given her Ifrit's Fury instead.
Yeah, that would have been so much better.
She essentially told you that her and her entourage are heading out back to their land, and your payment's in the mail, essentially.
Yep, one big IOU.
Oh, yeah. And then party coming together.
It better be a big IOU for putting us through all that shit.
The party coming together in Amadon decided, hey, we got nothing better to do. Let's go to the Golith territories to help out Ulrich. Which we
found
did.
The wishing well.
Yeah, during your adventures in the desert, thankfully not getting lost horribly, they arrived at a very strange sort of outcropping of rock in the middle of some sand dunes, which they ventured to find water dripping from the ceiling, and it was very cool inside. Heading through the cave, they found a pool of water, which a woman came out of, which they quickly assumed was a genie, and she kissed Lunar for a while. And
Lunar was amused by that after figuring out everything.
Cat whistle, cat call.
Oh, well, here's what happened. Myra tried to wish, essentially, for forgiveness, essentially, or to keep, the people that she killed once again, to come back, or for that sort of thing, which happened. Several ghosts, zombies, undead, specters that only Myra could see came out and started accosting her. To which the creature revealed what it truly was: a myrid, essentially a fat, ugly waterfish genie.
I'm also half tempted to going back there and stabbing it to death after this.
Oh, I want to.
Yeah, which taunted the party for a little bit and then left because he's a dick like that.
Lunar was amusing.
Lunar was amused. Earth and fire genie. We have to collect them all.
So heading from that heading back from that little disappointment of that whole journey.
I wouldn't call that a disappointment.
It was amusing.
It wasn't a wish, sadly. It wasn't a true wish, sadly. They did find the Golith city, as it tends to move around a bit. But they did manage to find where it was, and you all subsequently got knocked the fuck out. Awaking in a prison cell with all of your stuff still on you, however.
Because Goliaths.
You were quickly led up by some Goliath and taken to their, not really king, more sort of, leader. And he essentially was saying he was going to kill you, you guys suck. Uruk, stepping up once again, very luckily, now that I think about it, showed the Goliath that, he's strong too, he can hold his own weight. So the Goliath made a deal with you all. You go into their sacred temple, pass a test, and you were able to leave the city, and they don't have to behead all of you, which seems like a good thing.
Sweet.
In return, you would have to help his daughter, a blind Goliath.
Which is next to you.
Yep, who is that Goliath, a female there.
Okay.
Which you all subsequently start to head out. As you did, Uruk was stopped by a very mysterious...
supernatural person.
Yeah, one-eyed Goliath, big scar over one of its eyes, and essentially told Uruk, be careful, don't touch anything, don't take anything, or else bad shit will happen.
And you ignored the genie man!
I didn't ignore him!
Asking the Goliath, she essentially told you there's no Goliath like that, like in town anywhere, and they're like, oh, that's strange, whatever.
Lunar got paranoid. Lunar got really paranoid at that point.
Man, you took the shit anyway. What are you doing?
It was really good shit.
Oh yeah, the mysterious Goliath telling them they had to look for the Pillars of Rage, which they found. Pain and rage, I believe. It was something along those lines. Essentially, 2 stone pillars that, if you get too close to, they cause a insurmountable bloodlust, which drove Uruk crazy for a little bit.
But it just made me miss everything, so...
Before getting punted into the sand, which
caused
Lunar to start cursing again.
Yep. As you approach the pillars, a horde of, not antlions, but ant hags, I always get those two confused, attacked. One very sort of larger one causing a sand whirlpool between the 2 pillars. Eventually, after fighting them for a while, Uruk
got knocked into the sand.
Yeah, got knocked in and disappeared.
Lunar, being grappled at that point, got dragged in soon afterwards.
Yep. Everyone kind of figured out, oh, that's the entrance, and they all subsequently jumped into the sand whirlpool, coming at the entrance of what most people know as the Mirage's Ire, which is the Goliath Sacred Temple, which you all know is one of the 3 major ruins that have been discovered across the land. Coming in, none of you could read the writing on the wall, so the Goliath kind of had to, transcribe it for you. There's essentially 3 tests: a test of mind, will, and strength, essentially, which you passed 3 riddles, more or less without any difficulty. You had a bit of trouble on the first one.
Because I wasn't there for a good portion of it.
The second one, which involved several traps, which almost killed Lunar.
Again.
Yeah. And the third one, which consists of fighting several mummy-like creatures that burst forth from the stonework itself.
That stole Lunar's soul.
Yes.
And
4 of them, which
Lunar
were very creepy, kind of crawling ones, they had the power, and Lunar found this out firsthand to literally steal souls, which happened to Lunar.
Lunar has not had a good day.
Yeah, and 8 of them, which exploded.
So, Lunar's a ginger now?
No, he got his soul back.
Okay.
Yeah, dispatching all those, a door opened.
And then...
After the Goliath started to pray, do the prayer thing, which a few of you did as well, several doors opened, and you came to this final room, where there was no mummies, no death in the room, but there's a pedestal with a belt of storm giant strength.
A +4 dagger of something.
Well, a dagger that essentially looked something like this.
Ooh.
And
looks like something Orcus would use.
Yep.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
No, not really. And a bow that looked something like that.
Nice.
It was platinum. I was like, yeah.
Lunar and Uruk thinking, fuck, we want those.
No, Eric said a lot of times you shouldn't take this.
Yeah.
Yes, but Uruk, you in the back of your mind was like, I want that fucking belt.
Oh, yeah.
So
Lunar's like, I'm going to try to do this because I have a lot of magic items.
Oh yeah.
Let's give Yorick something.
Give everyone else. Let's share the love. However, as he approached and attempted, even the slightest movement. Excuse me. Even the slightest movement to go and try to grab one of the 3 items, the altar that they were on, went down quickly, disappearing.
And
6 coffins or 6 essentially stone carvings on the walls burst forth. Each one of them looking like a mummy carrying a large sword. From behind the altar, a sarcophagus essentially exploded, coming out. I'll make it bigger so it's easier to see.
The big guy.
Essentially that, which you learned a little bit ahead of time. He was essentially a Golith warlord, which who used magic at one time to kind of genocide another Golith tribe, and all the other Golith were like, no, that's not a good thing.
That's not kosher.
And the weakest of the lot.
His name was Ratek, by the way. And the weakest of the lot, coming out of what seemed to be smoke, was this fella.
Knight.
Which you assume to be a Death Knight.
Fall back!
As they all appeared, Ratek
we stopped
you and
this
say,
is not a happy place.
Get
and then scarabs.
And
a lot of scarabs.
As he did, a tidal wave essentially, of scarabs, all about an inch in diameter, started crawling out of the sarcophagus at you guys.
Where are these scarabs? I don't see them on the board. Or they
I do not have like a
turn by
they're
turn.
essentially they haven't moved yet, but they're essentially like right where he is. I will do like a drawing for when they expand. So
right, cool.
That is where we left off.
Sweet.
Can I make an investigation check?
What would you like to investigate?
To determine whether or not this is all an illusion.
Wouldn't that be an Arcana?
Roll me an investigation.
No, you have to investigate.
Be an illusion.
Illusions.
As you kind of take a step forward, as this all happens, you don't just see it happen, you feel this happen. The pure magical force just hits you.
Lunar is probably in a
someone with a better intelligence probably should.
And for a side question for you, Mira, it essentially stops you from being possessed straight up, like by ghosts and shit.
Okay.
Not charmed.
All right. Yeah, that's why I was asking.
Like, yeah. It's only like actual possession.
Should I roll initiative?
You don't need to You don't necessarily need to roll initiative because I'm assuming you're not trying to kill them.
Nope.
Leave.
Essentially, what's going to happen is a sort of play-by-play. I want you all to roll dexterity.
Oh, God.
Dexterity, just
straight dexterity.
Straight dexterity. Okay.
So no modifiers. Okay.
Well, just your dexterity score.
Just roll just roll a unskilled check.
Not a saving throw, but just a straight. Normal.
I don't have any.
All right. So 13, 15.
Okay, so that should be an 11. That should be an 11. That should
11.
Be.
Right.
Lunar
doesn't work. Thing Myra is way the hell back.
Lunar is.
Flag, the name of the other.
It's ironic that the two people who are closest are going first.
Not have proficiency. So this is normal. 16. All right.
Oh right, you get You get to do 2 rolls, Eric.
Oh,
you have advantage.
Right, you do have advantage.
I go first.
You go
first. As you kind of all take this aback, these scarabs, for about the 10 seconds, they have started to come forth. They essentially cover that area.
Oh god.
Sweet.
So you have each sort of incremental step will be about 10 seconds. Ulrich, what do you do?
Basically I go full bird, grab Lunar by his shoulders with my feet and just start flying back.
All right. How far is your movement speed?
I'm double dashing, so it'd be 120.
All right. Remember, each square is 10 movement squares.
Well, yeah, no,
that's just
not...
keep that in mind.
You can get there.
So essentially, you grab him and you do the motion to do like a suplex, but you kick off and just go flying.
Yeah.
I get to be there.
Yep. As you essentially just go bamf backwards. Awesome. That was the second highest. Korang just kind of sees what's happening and shouts, "Run!"
What did she get?
She got 16. A 16.
I got a 23.
Yes.
Are you doing anything other than
being carried by the Birdman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably asked me to drop it, and you pulled me.
He's currently holding you. He's currently holding you flying.
I'm half tempted to do something else, but no, that's a dumb idea. I will resist the urge to do something stupid again.
Will just run. Not a fight she wants to be a part of. So everyone else pretty much rolled fairly low. Pyre, you're the last one that gets to go before anything else happens.
Okay, before I leave, I'm looking at this group over here.
All right.
And I believe they're all within 20 feet of the middle guy.
Yeah, they are.
No, it's the 20 feet. Don't do something stupid if we're gonna get out of here.
I'm just gonna fire these two and then leaving.
Don't do something stupid if we're gonna get out of here.
I'm gonna give it the best I can.
No.
All right, that is fair.
Oh god.
So
god.
I will leave you to die.
I'll be casting fireball at 5th level at that spot, and then I'll quicken another fireball at 5th level at that spot again.
All right.
Would you just be able to twin it instead of?
That's the
no, it's not a target.
Oh right.
Oh okay.
2d6 to both of those.
I did.
Oh god.
As he launches the two
that
fireballs.
That one's really low though.
Before you do, as you launch both the fireballs, they hit, and there's a large fiery explosion. You kind of have to look away for a second.
What? No,
as you look back, there is a small, relatively, tornado of sand around each one of the mummies, blocking them from the fire.
Oh,
and
goodness.
with a quick flash, you see the more sort of menacing, imposing one standing right in front of you.
Why would you do that?
Idiot!
Yeah, don't even do your little... Oh, God.
The mummy is completely unharmed, by the way.
So, yeah. Nope.
Wait, so he just
moved
over 60 feet to me?
You did. As I mentioned last game, this is essentially end game content.
Yeah. It was worth the shot in my eyes.
It was. It very much was.
I'm gonna move back 3.
Alright, you will get an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, I guess I will.
Murderize you.
20.
I'll chop your head right off.
Oh, it doesn't actually do that much damage.
It probably.
But I'm assuming this hits. I'll assume that
28.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
You would take 8 damage.
Yay.
8 slashing damage. And that's not an R.
And then a bunch of other bad
And
things.
an additional 26 necrotic damage. As he slashes you with his sword, you feel this intense, almost burning pain.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so you're gonna move more, or are you gonna just stay
That
there?
was my whole turn. I could only move 30 feet.
Fair enough. So, now the next thing gets to happen. The scarabs now cover that area.
Oh,
good. Oh god. Can I run now?
The mummies sort of stepping in line. Ratek staying where he is. Ara, now you get to go. Or Ara,
okay.
Ara, you get to go.
Yeah, I got 11. So my full action dash is 70 feet.
All right.
I'm falling back way to fuck here.
Yeah, I'm assuming you all we're leaving now. All right. So that leaves Myra, as you see all this kind of happen.
Myra being the smart one.
So as everybody's running towards me, do I say, do a wall or just run?
Wall and run for you.
Yes.
Fire different ways, wall and run.
All right. So, yeah, I cast behind Pyre, right behind Pyre, and then the damage goes the other way towards them. Wall of fire.
All right.
Make it something other than red, because that's the scarabs at the moment.
Fair enough.
So it goes out
Make it
like
blue.
I will make
damage goes that way.
Ooh, yellow.
All right. So the damage is emanating that way. Good to know.
Okay,
are you going to be moving, or are you just going to be wall of fire?
I'll do that.
Start to book it, essentially. All right, we're back to the top with...
I would ask Urek to grab Pyre now, since we are out of Alpha Strike range.
It is... So, Urek. So Urek, what do you do? You now see...
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
I'll see if I can grab them both.
You do have bear, correct?
Yeah, I got my extra.
I will say you will be able to just pick up both of them by the scruff of their necks.
Yep, I have Lunar in my feet. I grab Pyre with my talons, and again, whoosh right back. So
you would have to move.
Yep, 1, 2, pick him up.
Yep.
3.
There.
4. Yep.
Yeah. So essentially, you all kind of move down that way.
You can go one more space.
Yeah, as Urek just, again, bursts past all of you. Lunar, it is now your turn as well. Or are you going to stay in his claws?
I could get out of his claws and just book it myself, but I prefer to stay near Urek because I can stab things that come around if anything else comes at us.
Alright, the Goliath also just sprinting with you guys. It is now Pyre's turn. Pyre's go, who is not feeling
Actually, wait, I'll give Pyre a health potion.
Alright.
You give me a health potion?
A lesser. It's a lesser one.
So it's 2d4 plus 2?
Yeah.
10.
Nice. 10.
Sweet.
So, Pyre, are you staying in Urek's claws or are you doing something?
You move faster in Urek's claws.
I know we do. That's not a beast, that's a monster. Damn it.
Yeah, you did kind of get the shit killed out of you. Almost.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll stay in Urek's claws for now.
Alright. So, and then the last one would be...
Just completely curious onto what the hell that sun sand shield was.
Alright. So that would be the last one, and then their moves. So as the wall of flame goes up and you all kind of turn away and keep booking, you hear what sounds like shrieking. Not any of the mummies, which you've really encountered, but you assume it's the scarabs hitting the wall.
It's not screaming, it's just the air escaping.
It's like screeching. As you kind of take a quick look back to see, did it stop them? You see...
I guess no.
Flaming scarabs fly through.
As you see, it stops them for a few moments, but then quickly the scarabs start passing through the wall. You can see red stripes going down their backs now.
So yeah, just run.
Yep, Ara.
Full movement dash again, 70 feet?
Yep. I'm assuming from this point forward, you all full movement dash out.
Yeah.
All right. With enough distance put behind you and the firewall kind of deterring the more powerful moves, you do manage to make it out back to the desert. And as you kind of look around, you do not see the pillars anymore. You do not see the area you were in looks essentially completely different from where you entered. You are all now back out on the sand. Just quiet, the desert wind blowing slightly.
Oh boy. That was
Eric
close.
makes sure everyone's okay, and then he just hangs his head for a second.
Lunar will pat Yurik on the back. I do believe that we have ideas for what to do. If I remember us talking correctly.
As you will kind of get out and dust yourself off, make sure you're okay. The Goliath, Kerrang, looks at you. I hope your group isn't always so destructive.
Not always.
You don't know the half of it.
We should get back to my father and tell him of the news.
We should.
Myra asks if his father is single.
She just kind of looks at you oddly and shakes her head and just starts walking.
You get the full owl.
I want to become the queen of Goliaths. Come on.
Yeah, like literally his head is like an owl head.
Just like the whole 180, then the head cock.
Yes.
As he's just following the Goliath. With her
So
leading...
that's a no?
That's probably no. With her leading, you all make it back to the Goliath city fairly quickly, actually.
You idiots.
She doesn't actually bring you to the sort of palace this time. She just kind of looks around, some Goliath nodding and waving at her.
We're official Goliath now, I guess.
She brings you to the front. Yeah, she brings you to the front of the palace where her father comes out and kind of chuckles, seeing that you all made it. Well, I was expecting at least a few of you to die, but this is a pleasant surprise, actually.
I just point at Lunar and say, he almost did it. He almost did it!
Well, I mean, he is kind of one of the scrawniest. I mean, even the girls are tougher than you, kid.
Ooh.
I am one of the fastest, though. And it helps with
I wouldn't.
what I do.
I assume that. I mean, and he kind of pokes your arm. Someone your size would probably have to be pretty quick.
Good for dodging, good for slashing. I'll be
Fire.
juggling
Fire.
Everett's fury.
Well, now that you have all passed the test, you are free to come and go as you please. Honorary Goliath, more or less.
He Yurik will respectfully nod at the chieftain.
He nods. And if you ever want to challenge Sky Warden, you just come back here.
I'll take you up on that someday.
He laughs and pats you on the shoulders. Him and his daughter head back inside their little palace, so to speak.
I'm surprised you didn't try to get that one into the wing pile.
The wing pile is a slow burn. You need to...
So,
just keep
Yurik,
telling yourself that.
You can still work your magic, though. Or your birdman skills.
So,
That's what I call it.
Yurik, where do you want to go next? This is your thing.
I'll bring you to the world map real quick. Because you are all now currently... the town has moved, but I'll keep it in the same location. You are all now roughly about there.
We're
city.
getting really close to like the.
You are to the dwarves and the dragonborn. You are very far from home currently.
Especially far from our starting point.
Some more than others.
Well, we're going to. To be fair, we eventually are going to go back to Felgor when we're 20 and just clear that place out.
Hey, when are dwarves? I know like Doran is, but do dwarves typically follow Doran's path of let's make magic things in this thing, or no?
You don't know. You know there are some dwarven castes that do focus on magical items.
Nice.
not. Essentially,
Well,
if
Dragonborn.
yeah,
I
if,
mean,
if any
with
of you have
Dragonborn.
played, if any of you have played Dragon Age, it's kind of like that.
Also, Pyre,
Yeah.
Arya, I believe
Yes.
you have 100 gold each if
Yeah.
you haven't already done that.
If you have not already added
I
that.
think I have.
Yurik just sort of takes a second and thinks, that did not go the way we were hoping. He sort of looks at his pants still sagging.
We can try to
We
the
might
Lord.
be able to get you a belt in the Dwarven lands.
Potentially, and you do have friends in the
Dragonborn, guys.
You do have friends in the Dragonborn land that you know for a fact.
Yes.
We should
Yes, we do.
continue on our path. We should go to the dwarves next, and if they cannot help us, we should go to the Dragonborn.
If they can't help us, we can go giant hunting.
Yes.
All right, so you decide
When
to
you
head.
say that, a smile like I would.
I don't want to fight a storm giant right now, though.
Not storm giant.
we
I
can
said
fight
giant. I
You
was
can
like,
cloud giant. Well,
Find a hill giant and just harass it. So you all decide to head to the
we would
dwarven
murder a
capital.
hill giant.
You
Yeah,
would.
I murdered a fire giant one-on-one. A hill giant's nothing.
He didn't get to attack you twice.
Anyway.
That's what I did for you.
Anyway, so as you all start heading off
I
towards,
mean, technically, you could be
Dwarven.
a fire giant one-on-one.
you probably could. With your adventuring, it would take you with the mounds, with the forest, roughly, probably 2 to 3 weeks to actually make it close to where the dwarven capital is, because I'm assuming that's where you're going.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
no sense. That's where the most combination
Yeah.
of magic items.
Along the way, you do run into a few smaller settlements which you can restock at.
And foraging probably works better at the moment.
So essentially, 3 weeks. I'll be generous and say 2.5 weeks. So rations, people.
Hey, no. I am the ranger. I have good berry.
You and Uruk
We
can
don't
both
need to do
harvest.
Oh yeah, good berry,
we're
man.
out of the desert now.
One
Yeah,
berry,
You
full
will
day's
have
rations.
you will have to take out a few rations at the very least because you are currently in the desert.
Yes, but good
Good
berry.
berry.
Fair enough. There we go.
You have
So
to
there you
go.
four
There's
spells,
some-
five
Take
spells.
down
Five
all of my stock of mistletoe
So you do
because
travel.
technically,
I'm assuming
good
you
berry-
restock. I'm assuming you
easy.
restock where necessary.
Yes,
Does good berry consume the mistletoe?
It does not. It does not.
I'm pretty sure it does because
Actually, funnily enough,
berries.
funnily enough, I had to talk about this
Because
with
mistletoe
another one.
is a focus. It's
The
not-
spell specifically says if it consumes the ingredients in the description. Yep.
Yeah.
I actually had to talk with Ed about another one of my DMs, but that's a different story. Anyways, you do eventually make it to the what you assume is the Dwarven capital. However, you've heard stories about the Dwarven capital. You know, big, imposing, scary. This is not it. It
I'm
seems a
taking-
very
They're dwarves underground.
They're probably
small.
underground.
a
They're
very
probably
small
underground.
city, yeah. A very few buildings. You don't see lots of people, but you do see a large, ruined sort of watchtower in the center.
However, on the way, on the way here, just to get the good berry, taste, because even though it tastes good, nothing
I
can.
believe it does not have a taste, if I recall correctly.
Nothing can substitute for glorious meat.
As
We all
you,
full rest, right?
you were all fully rest and healed up as you were traveling. As you kind of look around, most of the houses look either completely or partially abandoned. Mostly hovels, ruined farmhouses. There doesn't appear to be anyone living here.
Well, let's walk in and announce our presence and go talk to some people.
Sounds like a
So-
plan.
So where exactly are you going to head to?
Well, which gate are we coming into?
You will be coming from essentially this side.
Okay.
Well, then
But
so
I'll-
that's
I will
big.
say, like,
Just straight to the main hall right here.
Straight to
Yeah,
me.
that-
The
that
ruined
sounds like-
watchtower.
It's the biggest.
I would actually like to stop by the well right there
We can
Which
stop.
you can.
it, right?
and investigate that first.
As you look it over, it is a ordinary, dried up, very old well. There doesn't appear anything.
So
to,
it is dried up.
yeah.
I'm gonna perception check just for a general sense of the village.
All right.
As will I.
I will investigate the village.
It should be a 23.
Essentially, as you kind of I'm assuming you just take a big walk around. It's essentially abandoned from what you can tell, or very close to abandoned. Not a lot of people seem to be living here, this is where the dwarven capital is supposed to be. So it's very
Claim this land.
For one of the few people that are still living here, can I talk to them?
well. You don't see any living people
With a 23 perception.
Yeah, you do not see any living people, which is kind of
What about my
The shop-
investigation?
still no. It appears from the best you can tell, this used to be like a town or settlement, but it's been long abandoned.
Hmm.
You're Mrs. Fire right now, because he would be able to explain all of this.
Hmm?
Or, excuse me, Mrs.
Doran.
Yeah.
Doran.
I'm assuming you all go up to the watchtower, though.
Well,
Yeah, let's go to the biggest structure in town, possibly.
as-
Our barbarian instinct
yeah.
would say biggest building is the leading building.
As you head up the stairs, you see that the door on the watchtower is actually stone and surprisingly in good condition.
You're
Okay.
Who wants
Yeah,
to bet
the-
that we
Can
get
we-
attacked by guards again?
Quote unquote knock on the door.
Yeah, you can, bang, bang, bang.
Yep.
As you knock, there's a long period of just silence, and then the doors slowly start to open outwards.
Hopefully they don't care that we have 2 elves in the party.
As it does, you do see 2 dwarves in heavy, dark, almost black armor. They have pikes and they look right at you. Visitors or business?
Business.
You got the paperwork.
No. It's
I'm sorry, we're
personal.
here on a different sort of business.
One of the one of the guards sighs heavily.
Or is purchasing
Probably.
not part of business
We are here for
transactions.
Yeah, one of the guards sighs heavily. All right, follow me, outsiders. And he starts to head into the watchtower.
I follow behind.
I will follow
Follow,
behind
follow,
us.
Yeah, as you all follow the doors close behind you, and the guard leads you onto a wooden platform. When you're all on, you see he presses a button on the stone wall, and a metal, almost a funnel-looking device kind of magically comes out of the wall. He holds it. Yeah, no, we got a few. Yeah, they don't have yeah, they'll be coming in. Yeah, alright. And he pushes the button again, the metal piece disappearing into the wall. Suddenly, the entire platform shakes, and you start to go down.
Aha! Called it.
The guard doesn't really say anything to you, he just, keeps an eye on you. After about roughly 25 minutes of just sitting on this wooden elevator, essentially, it's fairly dark, there's a torch kind of lighting things up, but all of a sudden, there's a very bright light as you clear the last bits of the passageway, and you see the actual dwarven capital.
There we go.
Yep. You're essentially coming from above several hundred feet up. When you come down, you all come down around the long castle. Not directly on top of it, but fairly close to it. The guard gets off and looks back at you, expecting all of you to follow.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you're following. Yeah.
He walks
Follow.
as you walk through the streets. It's fairly busy and bustling. Dwarves selling their wares, talking. You hear taverns. Very loud as dwarves are wont to be. It's a very bustling and busy town. You see a few other races kind of doing their own thing, and something you haven't seen a lot of during the start of your adventures, but you do see dragonborns kind of around town. The main thing you notice is that most of them are either in shackles or rags, and they're doing very heavy labor. You know.
Yurik is trying to hide the fact that he is not happy at seeing that.
Yeah.
I am openly unhappy with this.
Yep. As the guard walks you through the streets, you do see some more guards, kind of doing their own thing. You eventually come to a somewhat large building. There's an obsidian fence out front, a very beautiful gilded door. He opens it, brings you in, points to a few seats along the main foyer hall. Just have a seat, someone will be here to get you.
Winner will sit down.
So, where are we now? Are we actually in the long castle? Or
You are currently around this area, that little circle of building.
Sweet.
So you all sit down, I'm assuming. A few moments later, a gnome actually comes out. Glasses on, very formal looking with a few pieces of paper. He looks you all over, starts to write some stuff down. All right, I'll need your names, your occupation, and why you are visiting the city today.
Yurik will say, "My name is Yurik." He doesn't really. Technically, there is no last name, but he will give his. My name is Yurik Skywarden. We
It's
are.
a title.
Well, that's the way barbarians work.
Yeah,
I know, titles.
There's a section for titles on his paperwork.
And anyway, so he says we are adventurers, and we are coming to seek trade and selling and buying.
Right. And he essentially just asks you all in turn your name and whatnot.
Nike.
Yeah. He writes it all down, just nodding, not really paying attention. Eventually,
my job is a hunter.
Yeah.
Lunar would only give Lunar.
Yeah. All right, give me about 5 minutes. He walks out. Roughly 5 minutes later, he comes back and hands you each a small, wooden, almost, small little card. Each of it has essentially your name, your race, your gender, all that sort of thing. Essentially an ID card. But in big golden, or what you assume to be golden letters on the back, it just says temporary pass 1 week.
All right.
And he
Let's
just
use that week.
All right, you got 1 week. You can renew the cards whenever you feel like it. If you want to stay in our town longer, you will have to apply for it. When the card expires, if you do not leave, you will be taken by the guards.
So, what would be the best sites of this city?
Well, it depends on
In your
depends on exactly what kind of trade you want.
Magic.
We were somewhat looking for belts of magical capabilities to keep up this Birdman's pants.
He needs it. He needs it.
Well, you would most likely want to go to the Foundry. You'll find a house there. The house at the Broken Moon. They're the current magical dwarven cast here. You want to talk to them? Good luck getting an appointment.
And
I'm
also,
looking for an enchanter.
That would also be in the Broken Moon cast.
I think that's basically the only place we need to go.
also, is there like a fight scene in here?
Well,
Be interested in watching.
well, we do have an arena. It's called the Octagon. And he essentially gives you a small, town map. And he points it out right there. You do have to, again, make an appointment to be a contestant. And I urge you, most people are not stupid enough to willingly be a contestant.
Be a fun watch then, shouldn't it?
Other than that, we have plenty of great dwarven craftsmen around town. You can take a ferry on the sea, any quotation marks the sea. Get a little sightseeing tour if that is what you wish. If you're here for more questionable things, you would have to head to the Arches for that.
The Street of Artisans looks interesting on this map.
Yeah, says the Ganassi.
There's plenty of sightseeing tours. If you please, I have plenty of appointments today.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
Guys,
Ushers
think
you
we're
out.
part of the fire cult.
He ushers you out, and now you're standing on the streets of the Great Dwarven
I
City.
guess we would go make an appointment.
Oh crap! I totally forgot.
What?
To ask about tattoo removal.
It's a brand.
Oh my
Not
god.
quite a tattoo.
Yeah, don't go showing that around.
Yeah, that might not be wise either. Anyways, so
Sleeves are down.
so what is your plan?
I
Well,
guess
I'm gonna go down to the Broken Moon Clan.
All right.
I'll
Make an
follow
appointment, so-
along, but try to find out where the more roguish places are in this city.
All right.
And then after that, I'll go visit Plaza of the Hunters because that's where them my people. Them be my people.
I think from where I am, I would like to go to the Street of the Artisans and make my way up to the furnace.
You all essentially have to go the same way.
Yeah, it's all up in the server.
The foundry is where
The
foundry is essentially where the Broken Moon cast is as well.
Yes.
So you all essentially have to go. So Ulrich, where are you going?
I'm making an appointment to see the foundry so I can.
All right, the Broken Moon.
Yeah.
Right. Myra, what are you doing?
I want to see if I can get better weapon or armor. So.
All right. So you essentially try to find you can easily find. It's a dwarven town. You find a smithy easily enough.
There's one on literally every like walk.
It's like Starbucks. There's one on every street corner.
Exactly. Well, Starbucks, McDonald's, take your pick.
Oh yeah. Are you looking for anything specific, or are you just looking to get better gear?
Specifically, I'm looking for an enchanter,
Right.
or just a magic item shop.
Yeah, that would be again the Broken Moon cast.
I know that's what I'm looking for.
But Myra,
I'm there.
I meant more so Myra.
Okay.
I want my AC to go up, so either a +1 armor or like studded leather armor or something.
You could,
or
you could easily find essentially in the player's handbook. You could find all of that armor. Not magical, but you could find armor easily enough.
and it's to see if my hand crossbows can somehow be upgraded.
Unfortunately, the way you use them, you wouldn't be able to upgrade really to anything bigger.
But not bigger, maybe some kind of maybe and then like enchantment as well. Like, can it be
Which
enchanted?
would be the Broken Moon, yes.
Right.
So yeah, you can easily, if you want to buy more armor, you can just easily enough do that wherever you go. So
But
if you want,
it doesn't. Does it say the price of
It
plus
does,
one
it
armor
does.
and stuff?
oh no, not magic. You can't find magic armor. You could find studded leather easily enough anywhere. So if you want to get that, but any sort of magical armor, you would have to go to the Broken Moon cast for that.
I'll go there.
Right, so you all head in a group like usual down the streets. You see more of the usual sights. As you get closer to the foundry, which is somewhat closer to the arches, you do see more Dragonborn in somewhat larger groups being moved in the streets. Yeah.
This is Eric is now visible. This kind of
Ulrich is clear. Yeah, most of you, I'm assuming, are clearly not down with this.
Litter's face is still.
I'm a lot less down with this than I'm just with the Dragonborn shit. It was like,
What are we talking about?
The Dragonborns, who are essentially slaves.
Well, yeah.
Oh.
After the Valkyrie have always
Which
been
in
nice.
this part of the land is
It's
common
okay.
knowledge and is totally legal. So
Essentially,
Pyre doesn't have any problem.
Essentially, how it works
With
is,
it,
long ago, the dwarves did enslave the Dragonborns, and more of the world was perfectly fine with it. But as, relations sort of came to be and everything, people started advancing more. Most of the civilized world said, hey, slavery is not cool. The dwarves were like, fuck you. And in Dwarven lands, it's okay for Dragonborns to be slaves.
we do what we want.
Yeah.
Eric still wants to create an rising army to free.
It's essentially mainly black market trade everywhere else, though.
Sweet.
Did we get any money from the Goliath?
You did not. He did not offer you money. He offered you your lives, essentially.
That is worth more than money.
So as
My
you get
opinion.
as you get to the foundry, and you're just walking around, you notice something a bit strange. Essentially, where mostly you see buildings, brick, lava, you see large mushrooms kind of springing out from one sort of larger estate.
Odd, but whatever.
I'm assuming you headed there, though.
Yes, we head where we need to head.
Yep. As you go there, there's a platinum gate around the entire, fairly large estate that is locked. There are 2 guards standing outside.
I knock.
One of them kind of puts out a sound like, "Can I help you?"
We seek an appointment.
And he takes out a small sort of pocketbook. "Do you guys have your cards?"
Yes.
Just
All
sort
right,
of.
let me see them.
Here.
He writes some stuff down on the paper, tears it off, and it poofs into smoke. He stands there for a few moments. Suddenly another piece of paper appears out of thin air. He grabs it, looks it over, hands it to you, Ulrich. That's when you can come and see the cast. It's essentially for 3 weeks from now.
We have a week in the city.
Is there any way we could expedite the thing for a week?
Unfortunately not. The Broken Moons are extremely busy, being the only magical cast in the city.
Would we be able to view
We
their
can
wares
we
without
can
actually
renew
seeing
them.
the enchanters?
The enchanters are currently working on a little problem we have.
Maybe we can help.
Unfortunately, they do not take outside help. If you were looking for anyone who might be helpful, you would have
we can help them.
You would have to go to the mines. You'll find someone who you'll know who you're looking for when you get there.
Oh.
Other than that, unless you got an audience with the monarch, I don't think anything can really help you.
To the monarch.
Yep, that's kind of
He kind of laughs. You might end up beheaded if you try to get in there. I'm just letting you know.
Well, thank you for your help.
He shrugs.
We'll see if we can be back in 3 weeks for our.
We can reset our card.
Yeah, I guess
Good,
we'll go
yes.
there, set it for 3 weeks and a day. So
So are you heading back or are you heading somewhere else?
I'm
Fire would
the Plaza of the Hunters.
Let's find a meetup in place first.
yeah, that's a good idea.
So essentially,
The Octagon.
Yeah, that's where
you are told where the monarch lives, though, and he essentially lives in the Charcoal Palace, which is that one, the big one.
Sweet.
So yeah, where would you like to meet up after, I'm assuming some of you go on your own separate paths?
might as well meet right back here. I mean, that's our ultimate goal. Meet right back at the
At this
Broken Moon.
Plaza of Silver Chariot, yeah. The Foundry.
So you would all meet back out front the Broken Mooncast manor?
If there's an inn nearby, then we pick one of those like inns or taverns, whatever, to meet up at. And so like outside the gate.
Is there an adventurers guild here?
That you're not quite sure of. You haven't seen it on your way.
I would
I'm gonna
ask.
ask let's ask the guard if there's a like adventurers guild like liaison or building here.
The Adventurers Guild is just inside the Plaza of the Hunters. You should find it easy enough. Just look for the idiots punching each other.
Lovely. Uncouth. Alright, let's go.
Hire.
So,
I'll follow Arya for
Alright.
now, just to see where the
Yep.
thing is.
Yeah.
So, as you all head to the Plaza of the Hunters, it has a much different feel from the rest. From the rest, it's mostly Smith, Market, living, stuff like that. But as you get here, it seems a lot more calm. A lot of the sounds are kind of more muddled and muted. As you look around, you see mostly, from what most dwarves have been wearing, either armor or more clothing. These ones, barely any shirts. Big, beefy, fucking dwarves, essentially. From Ara, you had a completely different idea. You thought, your hunters, archers, bows and arrows, that sort of thing.
Exactly.
You now get what kind of hunters these dwarves are. Big warhammers, big axes.
Oh,
These
That
are
kind of
my
hunter.
people.
These are
I am
Urich type of
struggling.
hunters.
I am struggling to hide my disappointment.
Yeah.
Yurick
You do,
is struggling to not be
Yeah.
Because Elfie Elf is
Oh,
being
yeah.
Elfie Elf.
So these guys are built like Doran.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
They,
they're
they,
big
they are
dudes.
built like dwarf shit houses.
Yeah, essentially. So, you do find the Adventurers Guild Dwarven branch. There are outside. You do see several dwarves just like fist fighting. Small group gather around, cheering them on. No one really seems to care. It's a common occurrence.
Yeah, let's work our way around that.
Yeah, you can easily.
Not get caught up in that unless Uruk wants to tussle, but that's not him.
Yeah. I'm here for business.
As you enter, there's a lot. It's a lot busier than the other Adventurers Guild you have been in thus far.
Well, it's a more densely packed city too. Probably.
Oh, yeah. Lots of dwarves, shouting, drinking, cheering, fighting, gambling, that sort of thing.
Work our way to the
How dwarves are.
to the bar master.
As
The guild master.
as you do, you see a shorter than your average dwarf, sitting behind the counter, cleaning glasses, handing out drinks, and he very easily notices a lot of you. Hey, what brings you to the Fair City?
Well, to be fair, we are taller than most people in
Are.
here, so.
Very much. Yeah, what brings you to the Fair City?
We're here on
Adventure.
business. We are from the branch in Abaddon.
Oh, from Ignatius. He still
I-
owes me 20 gold, by the way.
Well,
I'll
Microsoft-
remind him about
actually.
that.
So, you been sent on official guild business or just coming looking for a better adventurers guild? Kind of laughs, nudges some of the other dwarves who are clearly drunk.
We're looking to get him, I'll point to Yurik, a belt of giant strength.
Oh, that's a funny one. Well, you would want to go to the Broken Moons.
We
The
did.
point-
We
Yes,
have
I have an
appointment.
appointment for 3 weeks out.
Oh,
and
3
we're gonna be-
weeks. Well, I guess you're on the express lane.
Huh.
And handing over there, and he points to one of the doors currently getting drunk. I believe he had an appointment about what was it, a month ago? And I think it's coming up sometime next year, something like that. They are very busy folks over there, so you're fairly lucky.
I guess they found an opening to work us in then.
Let's hope.
Hey,
However, they did say that the guards did say that they're working on something, and they don't really take outside help. Would you happen to know what they're doing?
I kind of do. Not official guild business, as you know. You won't get paid from here or anyone else.
I'm really just curious as to what they're doing.
Well, we've been having a bit of problems with the platinum mine as of late, within a few months or so.
What sort of problems with the platinum mine?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you. Trust me.
Oh,
Try us.
would
Believe
such
me,
a
we
be
believe
you.
on the adventure board?
When I
All right.
I'll tell you some stories.